idea. And I happened to know I was getting aggravating. No, you weren't. And I needed to source some non-cakey things. And I love going to the craft store when I need things for cake and staying away from the cake aisles because there's so much opportunity. And so, you see my fur baby? Don't mind my mess. Tomorrow's the first day of school, so we're kind of trying to get back into the swing of things. So I needed a whole bunch of little trinkets. Hi, Jacksonville. I need a whole bunch of trinkets and baubles, more or less, to mold them myself. I've been using and talking about Amazing Mold Putty, which I get at the craft store. This is a silicone mold compound. You have part A and part B, two different colors. One's gray. Doesn't look very, that looks more gray. One's gray, one's yellow, and you mix equal portions together, kneading them in your hands. This is a little expensive, and if you have your 40% off or 50% off coupon, you did get it yesterday, it's amazing stuff. If you have your coupon, it's not bad. Look at my hair is all a mess. Ugh, I don't even remember if I ran a brush through it today. Sorry, guys. But since it's so expensive, there are alternatives. It is $19.99. I think it turns into $11.40 after the discount. But you can also do the same technique with, and yeah, I'm gonna plug her again, but it's because I've used this stuff and because I always have the stuff from the grocery store on hand. And it's so much cheaper. But Avalon Yarns has a tutorial on make it yourself mold material, which would also work perfectly with this. So, you know, if you want to spend money and be lazy like me, yes. If you want to be lazy and not go to the store, like me sometimes too, and be cheap, use Avalon. So, no matter what, I got you covered. So, I'm going to be doing some molding tonight as soon as I open my bottle of wine. It's been one of those days, guys. It's the end of summer vacation, and it shows in the kids' behavior. I mean, today's literally our last day. If I end up cutting myself to shreds right now, just know that I was that frantic for a glass of wine. So, before I get into molding my little trinkets, what are you guys up to tonight other than stalking everyone on Periscope? We have so many good cakers playing on Periscope tonight. Between actually scoping and watching beer, yes. You love that I'm real? I can only be me. If I was anybody else, it would kind of suck. I like being me. 12 cakes today. Tonight, I am drinking this. I get these from, I get these things from Naked Wines, from their Angels Reserve. I'm one of their angels. I pay more or less, pay into a club every month. And I build up credits. And then once I have enough credits to make a half case or a full case of wine, I go shopping. So, yay. Yay for wine. And these are actually all very small vineyards that are sustained, because it's, if you haven't studied actual politics behind getting your small batch alcohol, either wine, spirits, beer, on the shelf of a liquor store, it's near to impossible. It's ridiculous. It has to do with legislation. It's crazy in the US. Okay, either way. So they support these guys, and that's how these guys work, which is really, really cool. My little one just freed himself from his bedtime trap. So let's get to this quick. All right, okay. So let me bring you down here. Turn you down just a little bit. Let's see if I can get you down there. There we go. Okay. Oh, let me make a shadow. Let me make shadows. Okay. So here's our mold compound, part A, part B, and I am going to pick this little trinket to mold. This is actually a bead that came, yes, Munchie's here. He's making weird noises in the background. This is actually a bead that came from the jewelry section of the craft store. It's got some really beautiful detail on it. It's not very, it doesn't have a lot of relief to it, but that's actually what I need. And you guys will get to see this hopefully later this week, early next week. See what I'm using all of these for. So we're going to mold this. Now you need to pull out enough compound to be able to completely envelop the side of this that you want to. Now this is a little bit too little. And now we're going to be mixing this 50-50, so you have to take into account that you're going to be doubling this volume. So I know that that would pretty much cover that, so when I double it with the other half of my compound, this is actually part B, this is part A, so when I double it, it'll be more than enough volume-wise to completely envelop this. If you guys are watching this on the replay, even though you can't ask me questions, you can still tap that screen and give me hearts. And I love hearts. Oh, and you know what I just learned? I learned that you guys max out at 500 hearts per Periscope, which is ridiculous, because what if you like me more than 500 hearts? What if I like one of you more than 500 hearts? They're limiting us here. So if everybody does 500 hearts, maybe it'll make up for it. So, yes, I'm loving hearts. So now I'm going to take these, and you have about 1 minute. It doesn't really matter if you leave those open. I molded a ton earlier. But you have about 1 minute to mix these thoroughly in your hand until you have no more streaks running through, until they are completely uniform. Well, I should say until it is uniform. I just use my fingers, and I'm mushing and folding at the same time. I still see a few little streaks. And now, just like when you're working with fondant or gum paste and you need to make a ball, you're going to make a ball with this and press really hard. Do it real firm so you don't get any of those seams in there. You want to work out all the seams that could be in there. Whoop. There we go, back in the shadow. So there we go. So I'm going to take this, and I'm not just going to take this and mush it down into here, because what happens is this will spread out to the sides, and it will actually drag away from the piece that I'm molding, and it will give me a very distorted mold, and it won't actually give me an accurate representation of what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is take this, I'm going to push this in, and then I'm going to more or less roll this up along the sides slowly. You have about 2 minutes total to get this done. And I'm going to roll this slowly up along here so that I get to those edges. Now I'm watching I'm watching where you guys are seeing, because I'm working away from myself here. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over. See, she's looking pretty. I am going to give it just a little bit of a push and squeeze in these areas, because I want to make sure that I maintain these great little points in between here. Pull that little bit up. Sorry, I'm working away from you guys now. Pull these up just a little bit. And I think I'm at that point where it's starting to become rigid. So I'm going to set this down just on my table like that. No, it won't adhere to my table. But I'm going to set it there for 20 minutes. And then, look at that. Look at that. It's already done. 20 minutes just passed. So then we're going to take it and just pull this away. That one was a pretty color inside, and that's what we have. Can you see you can see the detail in this? Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful. The magic of TV. Yeah. Hi, Sticky Fingers. That's a cool name. Yeah, so it picks up beautiful, beautiful detail. And you see how these are nice and crisp here? If I would have just taken this and pushed it into here, this would have flattened out and smushed and elongated, and all of this little detail would have been lost. So it's really important that when you do this, you work your mold material around your mold and not push your mold into it. I should say the item that you're molding, not your mold. So let's look at some other ones. Let's look at some other ones. Where did I get the kit again? Michael's. Joann's doesn't carry it. Michael's does, though. So I did a few others. I haven't unmolded these yet. Let's see what this little one is. Oh, that's nice. It's a tiny little rose. I did a letter one too. I saw this on a bracelet. Now, the majority of the things that I have in front of me right now, and I have quite a bit, they were, what type of mold am I using? Amazing Mold Putty. Most of the things I found were actually on clearance. I searched the clearance bins for these little trinkets because they're great to make custom molds with. Now, I'm not going to show you just yet, but here. This is what was on it. It says love. Okay, it doesn't say love, it says love. But now I have a beautiful mold of it. Ta-da! Isn't that nice? So, but when I mold that, it'll come out looking like this. What else do I have? Ooh, I have a big one. I found this big, this was another bead. It's a big flower, but it had just some really beautiful, let me see. Oh, can you see that? Well, you can see this better. There we go. Oh, do you hear him crying? Come here, Munch. Come here, honey. Come on, come out here. Are you done bugging your brothers? Oh, you do have my favorite color. Very nice. Come here, sweetie. I've got this really great sunshine shape thing too. Let's see how that turned out. I love that. Love that. How many moods can I get from one kit? How many molds? Depends on the size, truly. I mean, I'm about maybe 50%, maybe more like 40% through this. And I have all of these that I just completed. But I mean, a lot of these are tiny. A lot of them are, you know, this big. Like this one's probably my smallest. That's probably my smallest, but totally worth it. The detail is awesome on these. I think this one might be my favorite. I've had this trinket for a while. It's a bead again, but it's just so pretty. So, come here, Munchie. What?
Antonio will not let me sleep.
Okay, that's nice. Alex, come here. Last one, and then I have to go take care of the little one. You know what I do? I start making molds and I can't stop. I mold everything I find. That one's pretty. That is super pretty. Very nice. Hobby Lobby sells it too. Nice. No, you can't remold this one. And that's where Avalon's make it yourself mold material comes in really handy, because you can melt hers back down and use it again. So if you do make a mistake with it, no loss. Just, you know, a few minutes, redo it. Come here, Munch. Come here, what's wrong? No. Sassy pants over there. What else do I have? I don't remember what this one was. Oh, it's like a little brooch. Not sure which. Oh, this is one of those little, these have a name. You guys have to tell me what the name is because it was making me nuts. These things. These little portrait thingies. What are these? I know somebody out there knows the name for these, but they have a name. Cameo. Thank you. Thank you. I knew it had a name. I knew it. I knew you guys were the right ones to ask. I know, look, everybody knows but me. Cameo, 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 cameo. Kara, get with it, woman. Little heart. And this one is really, really, I'm not sure how this one's going to turn out, because this is actually, oh, I'm dropping stuff, is actually these. They look like little cabbages. They're little flowers. They're tiny little roses. But you can see here. You can see they're really, really deep. They have really, really deep recesses. I tried to get my mold material in there, so let's see if it actually comes out. Oh, it did. Look how deep that is. I'm really excited about these. I can't wait to use these. I can't believe it got in there. Wow. And look, they're real sturdy too. Yeah. All of these things? No, actually these were all from the jewelry aisle. Everything I have here, yeah, everything I have here is actually from the jewelry aisle.